How to exercise with a hiatal hernia. This is one of the most common questions I get regarding a hiatal hernia. So in this video, we're going to address what exercises to avoid and what exercises you should start to incorporate to help bring balance to your body. The number one common breathing technique that people use in the gym, especially when lifting heavy weights, such as a barbell deadlift or barbell squat, is the Valsalva maneuver. The Valsalva maneuver is when you see lifters take a deep breath into their mouth and then lock it in so they can stabilize their spine and lift that weight. Now, in the case of a hiatal hernia, this technique should be avoided because what you're doing is you're locking your diaphragm down in inhalation. So as you take a breath in, the diaphragm contracts down, and as you brace and lock it down, you actually can cause spasming and hypertonicity of the diaphragm, which in the case of the hiatal hernia is what we don't want. If the diaphragm gets stuck down, well, that will allow the stomach to protrude up because the diaphragm is what separates the stomach from the chest, right? So the stomach will creep up into that hiatus, that hole, and the diaphragm being stuck down is not going to help. So avoid using the Valsalva maneuver. Instead, use what's called the power breath. So you take a breath in, and on your exhale, don't hold the breath. Instead, breathe out through your teeth like this. You can do it that way. Some people do it. What this will do is it will maintain abdominal pressure, keeping your spine healthy when you're lifting heavy weights, but you're not going to be locking that diaphragm down in inhalation. So make sure you inhale and exhale as you lift, but what you don't want to do is blow out all your air like you're going to lose all that abdominal pressure and you can injure yourself. So incorporate that power breath out through the teeth as you train. You should also not be wearing a weight belt. Now, in my opinion, I really don't think any casual gym goer or someone trying to get in shape should use a weight belt in any way, shape, or form. If you're trying to be a serious power lifter, well, then that's a different story. But especially if you have a hiatal hernia, stay away from using the weight belt. This will cause unnecessary abdominal pressure, which is just going to exacerbate all your issues. So strengthen your core, learn how to use it properly, stay away from the Valsalva maneuver and weight belts. A lot of the people that I've helped with a hiatal hernia said that their symptoms started after barbell deadlifting heavy weight. So I've made videos in the past why I don't think a barbell deadlift is a functional exercise and it's overrated, but especially if you have a hiatal hernia, stay away from going super heavy on barbell deadlifts or barbell squats because that will cause you to use the Valsalva maneuver or cause you to need to use a weight belt. So stick with more functional exercises. If you want to lift heavy weights, get into sandbag training. That's more functional, allowing your body to work in the way that it's actually meant to do. If you have a hiatal hernia, stay away from heavy barbell lifts. Also, core training. We all want six-pack abs, right? The rectus abdominis, which is the muscle of the six-pack, is unique because it's actually segmentally innervated by different nerves. What that means is your upper abdominals, your upper six-pack, has a different nerve controlling it than your lower abdominals, your lower abs. So, if you're in the gym doing nothing but crunches or sit-ups, you're going to be causing that upper abdominal to become tight. What that's going to do is going to pull down on your rib cage. And guess what? This area right here, this upper abdominal area, is where the hiatal hernia issue is. So if you're training your core, try to avoid doing too many crunches or upper abdominal exercises because you're going to pull your rib cage down, cause more issues. Instead, focus on training the core as a unit. Maybe get into some more coiling core, which is the way that the spine is actually meant to move. I'll make more videos on that in the future. Focus more on your lower abdominals, maybe more on stability exercises or rotational. But stay away from doing too many crunches and doing too many sit-ups because that will exacerbate your issue. Now, there are a couple exercises that I will recommend in this video that you start to incorporate that will allow your body to start working properly. Specifically, learning how to engage your transverse abdominis, that deep core muscle, as well as relaxing through the diaphragm and just causing a more effective way of breathing, maybe releasing tension in that area and strengthening the structures that need to be strengthened. Now, the first exercise I'm going to share with you is one of my favorites. It's the supine belly lift. So you're going to lay on your back with your knees bent. The best type of weight to use for this exercise is a light kettlebell. You could also use other forms of resistance, maybe a small ball that has weight to it, but a kettlebell is my favorite. You're going to place the kettlebell in between your belly button and your xiphoid process. Start with a light kettlebell. This could be very sensitive if you have a hiatal hernia. You're going to take a breath in. As you expand your belly, I want you to focus on trying to lift the kettlebell up to the sky as high as possible. And then at the end of your inhale, when it can't go anymore, I want you to just hold that without locking down the diaphragm. So no Valsalva maneuver, lift it up to the sky as high as possible, hold, and then very, very slowly, I want you to exhale, allow that kettlebell to sink back down. This is a very, very effective exercise at training your diaphragm, your transverse abdominis, your entire core to work properly. And on the exhale, as the kettlebell lowers down, you may even be able to release tension in this area. Another technique that you can start to incorporate is called reverse breathing. Now, this technique, I have to say right off the bat, is not for everybody. And this breathing pattern is not the way you're supposed to breathe on a day-to-day basis. So if you're going to do this, you have to be intentional with when you use it and make sure that this doesn't become your natural breathing way. You could do this standing, you could do this seated. You're going to inhale, and instead of allowing your belly to push out as it normally should, you're going to bring your navel in towards your spine. You're going to kind of suck your belly in on your inhale. So you're going to breathe in, belly comes towards spine, hold, and on your exhale, slow it down, push the belly out. Take it slow at first, inhale, belly towards spine, exhale, gently push it out. This is going to train your core, your diaphragm, your transverse abdominis to work in a more proper and efficient way. And this is also a Qigong technique, which in that philosophy, it kind of compresses your energy, brings it into your center. So I hope this helps. Those two exercises, start to incorporate them into your program. Stay away from doing too many crunches or upper abdominal exercises, and you should be on your way to improving your life with a hiatal hernia. I'll see you next time.